Welcome to Whiskey's a Journey. My name is Peter Fasciano, and today is Wednesday. This is my series that I'm calling Sip It or Skip It. If you are new to this channel, you're not familiar with this segment, I have a randomizer that I have all of my whiskeys in. It's called Spin the Wheel app. Very creative. It's a wheel and you spin it. I'm going to spin the wheel. Whatever it selects, I'm going to pull the whiskey off the shelf, do a quick review, and then let you know if I'm going to keep sipping on the bottle until it's gone and replace it because I like it, or once the bottle's gone, I'm going to skip buying it and buy something else. And if you've been following this segment, I am at a point where I am almost 50-50 as far as my whiskeys go. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel, see what we get. And maybe we're going to get a sip this time because the last month and a half have been skips. So here we go. No sound this time. And it looks like we are doing Alexander Murray Deanston 17. This is going to be a Scotch, and I do believe it is the independent bottler, and maybe Alexander Murray is, I'm not exactly sure. Let me know in the comments down below what independent bottling Alexander Murray is. For some reason, I want to say like Trader Joe's or something is sticking in my head, but let me go ahead and grab this. All right, so here we go. This is the Alexander Murray Deanston Scotch, single malt Scotch whiskey, aged 17 years. And as you can tell, I haven't had a whole lot of this, but all the information for this Scotch, single malt Scotch, is right here, along with my Sip It or Skip It tallies up to this point. And I also have a link in the description to all of my Sip It or Skip It episodes. If you're curious on what I've been doing, you can take a look at it. It's not a sophisticated document. It's basically everything from the start of the episodes all the way to this most current one. And it just has the name of the bottle and whether or not it was a sip or a skip for me. All right, let's get this thing on the nose. You definitely know it's a Scotch. That is fruity, malty, honey, vanilla, citrus. What is the ABV on this? We're looking at 40% ABV. More than likely it's chill filtered and not natural colored, but I do like Deanston, so this should be interesting. Yeah, definitely a very fruity note. Peaches, a little bit of citrus. Yeah, this is extremely vibrant on the nose. All right, let's go ahead and get it on the palate, see if it matches. 40% ABV, hits kind of flat. Well, I don't want to say flat as in flavor, but the ABV is simple. It doesn't radiate like a 46%er does or something that's a little bit higher. A little bit watery, not too viscous, but all of those notes that I got on the nose are coming through on the palate, but they are subdued, a little bit weak, a little bit unassuming, slightly bland, not as vibrant. Based on that first nose and first sip, it's more alive on the nose than it is on the palate. There's almost no finish to speak of. As soon as it hits the palate, it radiates a little bit with sweetness, but it gets to the point where I think it's going to elevate and then just stops. It's pretty consistent from the arrival to the mid palate and to the finish. And basically, as soon as you swallow it, it's gone. Let's get that second sip down and see if I can pull anything else out of this. Malty sweet, honey, citrus, peaches, vanilla, if I haven't said that already, but it's pretty much basically malty sweet. Doesn't elevate to anything, doesn't develop into anything. It's consistent from the time you sip it until the time you swallow it. No aftertaste, so no finish. And for being a 17-year-old Deanston, I'm not really necessarily picking up on a typical age note, with the exception of it being rounded. There is nothing sharp in here whatsoever. And just checking at the bottle, it looks like I paid $94.99. Yeah, I mean, for a 17-year-old, 40% ABV single malt Scotch, sourced, not necessarily sourced, but independently bottled, 17-year-olds, just about $100. So is this going to be a sip or a skip? Well, unfortunately, just like the last 7 or 8 Sip It or Skip It episodes, this is also going to be a skip. I don't think this offers anything that, let's say, a Glenfarclas would. At the same age, at just about the same price, and it has more depth of flavor. I think the Glenfarclas 17 is a much better bottle than this. And it's going to be, I believe, the same cost. Let me double check that. Nope, the Glenfarclas was $114. But whatever the case may be, I would still put my money towards that Glenfarclas 17 rather than this. They are completely different. That one's sherried. I don't think this one is at all. So that's pretty much all I have to say about that. If you have had anything from Alexander Murray and Company, let me know in the comments down below. If you've had this specifically, let me know. What do you think of it? Is it a sip or a skip for you? And if you've gotten this far in the video and you like this type of information, just to let you know, I publish videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So if you like this type of content and you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. Just go ahead and click on that little link right there. Do all those things that YouTubers ask you to do. And wherever you're at in your journey, I hope you're enjoying it, because I'm certainly enjoying mine, and we'll talk to you later. Bye. Hopefully with a sip my next episode, but you have to stay tuned for that. Cheers, everybody.